Tomorrow, the World Cup final happens. Tonight, before the biggest day of the year arrives, we look back at the complete story of this tournament. Every storyline, every shock, every unforgettable moment that brought us to this point. This was always going to be a tournament of goodbyes and hellos. Messi, at 39, made clear this would be his last World Cup, and he leaves it as the tournament's leading scorer, 8 goals, with all 4 of Argentina's knockout winners arriving in second-half stoppage time or extra time. Ronaldo's goodbye came earlier and raw. Spain eliminated Portugal 1-0 in the round of 16 on a Mikel Merino goal in the 91st minute, and an emotional Ronaldo walked the pitch afterward, applauding the fans who'd followed him across 6 World Cups. He confirmed it was his last. Then there was the arrival nobody was fully ready for. Erling Haaland, playing in his first ever World Cup, scored 7 goals in 5 matches for Norway, including the brace that knocked Brazil out in the round of 16, Brazil's earliest World Cup exit since 1990. His run ended in the quarterfinals against England, subbed off exhausted in extra time. But by then, he'd become one of the faces of the tournament. And this was the first 48-team, 104-match World Cup with a brand new round of 32, and it delivered. Cape Verde, a nation of roughly 500,000 people making their World Cup debut, drew all 3 group games, including a scoreless draw against Spain, to become the smallest country ever to reach the knockout stage. They pushed reigning champions Argentina to extra time before finally falling 3-2. Jordan, also debuting, couldn't get out of their group, losing all 3 matches, including a narrow defeat to Argentina. But their run to North America was a historic first all on its own. The bigger story of the knockouts was how brutal they were for the traditional powers. All 3 co-hosts went out in the round of 16. Canada fell to Morocco, Mexico to England, and the United States to Belgium, meaning none of the home nations made it to the quarterfinals of their own World Cup. Brazil's exit to Norway was one of the tournament's biggest shocks, given their pedigree, and it extended a longer trend. Brazil hasn't beaten a European side in a World Cup knockout match since they won the whole thing in 2002. Then there was France. Heavy favorites entering the semifinals, they were beaten comprehensively 2-0 by Spain, a result so damaging that Captain Kylian Mbappe openly criticized the team's tactical setup afterward. The fallout has already reshaped the French Federation. Didier Deschamps' 14-year reign is ending, and Zinedine Zidane is set to take over as coach. The expanded format was designed to make room for the outsiders, and it did. Cape Verde's run through the new round of 32 stands as the single best example of what a 48-team World Cup can produce. Argentina's path here has been anything but comfortable. Every single one of their knockout goals has come agonizingly late. A 111th minute own goal to beat Cape Verde, a 92nd minute Enzo Fernandez winner in the round of 16 after trailing 2-0, a Julian Alvarez golazo in the 112th minute of the quarterfinal, and finally, Lautaro Martinez's stoppage time header to beat England 2-1 in the semifinal. It has been chaotic, dramatic, and somehow always ended in Argentina's favor. Spain's route has been the opposite. Controlled and increasingly dominant. They drew Cape Verde in the group stage, but from the round of 16 onward, they've looked like the tournament's most complete team, eliminating Portugal, then Belgium, before their statement 2-0 win over France in the semifinal. Mikel Oyarzabal has carried their attack with 5 goals, while 19-year-old Lamine Yamal and Ballon d'Or winner Rodri have controlled games from midfield. For Argentina, a win would make them the first repeat champions since Brazil in 1962, and it would be the perfect ending to Messi's international career. For Spain, it's a chance at a first title since 2010, and validation for a golden generation built around Yamal, who at 19 already has a shot at matching the all-time World Cup appearance record. Beyond the 2 teams, tomorrow closes the book on the first World Cup held across 3 nations. the first with 48 teams, and a tournament that, more than most recent editions, actually let the underdogs write some of the biggest chapters. Tomorrow, on July 19th, this entire story gets its ending. Thank you for following this tournament here, match by match, for the past 6 weeks. Tomorrow, we find out who becomes World Cup champion. I'll see you for the biggest video of this entire channel's history so far.